What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel where you subscribe to get daily updates on Bitcoin. Will our next stop be 12,800 or 9,700? We're going to take a look at the charts. We're going to dig in a little bit. We'll go down into the smaller time frames. I'm going to make this video kind of short. Definitely stick around. Don't forget, there's a free Discord group in the description below the video. Check it out. It's an awesome community, guys, and let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Always do your own due diligence before trading or investing in any market. We're going to go over the news real quick. I know usually I start the channel out by doing the giveaway of a Kobo Vault Generation 2 hard wallet. I have given my last one away, so this week I will be giving away $50 in Bitcoin. All you have to do to enter to win is make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Smash that like button. I stress smash the like button because that helps get the video out here, and leave your comment down below. And also in that comment, let me know what you would like to see, either Ledger, Kobo, or Elapale for the next giveaway, and I will get them on the way. So, all right, I will be doing the drawing on Sunday's video. Watch Sunday's video. I'll pick a random comment from a random video throughout the week. All right. Let's look at the newer news. Protection over profit, what early mining patterns suggest about Bitcoin's inventor. I don't know if you guys heard about that. There was some stuff going around today that there was a bunch of Bitcoin back in the beginning that they were able to fix it, but I'll try to do something on that tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to try to make this video quick. Let's see, Yearn, Yam, and rise of crypto's weird DeFi moment. Bitcoin breakout signal emerges after trading envelope bounce. A radical, nope, not that one. DeFi is a complete scam, says controversial entrepreneur Craig Wright. I do not like Craig Wright. Don't agree with much of anything he says except for this. Boomer bust. The wild world of crypto lending. Bitcoin to soar as Buffett exits USD. And that's about it. Obviously, more bullish news. Crypto fear and greed index. We're at 75. That's 3 days in a row. Still in the greed. And let's take a look at the monthly real quick. Still, guys, big picture is lower highs in the lower highs in the price action in the monthly. We did have our monthly close yesterday and remained above this trend line. We'll see what happens if we were to come back down and test it now. Would be around the $10,950 range. A break of that, it gets ugly. Still looking at the higher highs in the price, lower highs in the RSI, bearish divergence. All right, bullish case scenarios. We'll take a look at that real quick. First measured move, looking at this as a falling broadening wedge. In the yellow, measured move of that, 16,000. And the thicker white trend lines, the triangle here, the measured move of 27,000. Let's look at the RSI. So we've been talking about this forever now. What I do believe we will most likely see here, we've talked about it before, come back down, retest this one more time before breaking out and starting our next big bull run. That is what I believe is going to happen. There is a possibility we do come up to retest this. If we close above this in a weekly, then I'm going to be pretty damn bullish, guys. But as of right now, I think if we do come up and retest this, which could be the $12,800 to the $13,200 range, if we do that, I do believe we'll get a rejection. That would be a great area to short, in my opinion. I am currently not in a trade. I did a quick trade this morning for like $1,500. I posted it in the Discord group. So let's look at the daily. So looking at the bearish case scenario here, I have some targets. This one being 9,700, which also lines up with the 200 EMA, also closes a CME gap in the daily. If we were to come down and retest this bottom trend line right now, would be around 10,000, around the $10,900 range. If we break that, I'd be looking for 97. If that doesn't hold, I'd be looking for around the 8K range. And then we have worst case scenario, there is a CME gap all the way down at 35.70. Let's look at the RSI on the daily. This is going to be key for me today, guys. This will most likely be where I judge I'm putting a trade in or not. As you can see, we've popped back in this rising wedge. If we do close back with inside this, I do believe we're most likely going to continue up for another push up. If not, if we do close, remember that the RSI follows the body of the candle, not the wick. So we can be up in here during the day, but if we close down below, that's going to be bearish. Let's look at another way to look at this. All right, so another thing I've drawn in here is this rising broadening wedge. And let's move this over now. The reason I move these over, guys, is because they're obviously not straight trend lines, and depending on how long it takes to get, depends on where it hits. So if we came down and broke this 97, 6,500 is the target at that point. If you're looking at this as a rising broadening wedge, the possibility here of coming back up and testing this rising broadening wedge that we broke down from here, the old support to become new resistance, if we were to come up here in the next day or two, could be around the 13,200, 13,300 range. And as I've said before, that would probably line up with the top of that weekly RSI resistance line. If we break above it, come back down, test it for support, and continue up from there, that will be extremely bullish. Don't forget, if you guys are interested in trading on leverage or using margin, don't forget to check out Prime XBT. I'll leave a tutorial up top. It's by far my favorite exchange. They do not trade against you like 99% of all the other exchanges. You can also trade Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones Industrial, all with using your Bitcoin. You can use Savy promo code Savy50 to get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit, up to 1 Bitcoin that you can use towards your margin. And Savvy25 will get you 25% off of your fees. And their customer service is also extremely good. So if you have any questions, just go on there. I'm still working on the video to show you how the margin works on there to change your leverage. So anyways, looking at this, if we did hit our high here, looking at the swing low to the swing high, Fibonacci retracements, first point of support would be the old resistance, which is the neckline of what people are considering inverse head and shoulders, around the 10.4 to 10.5 range, and that is the 0.236 fib. If that doesn't hold, 91.80 range is the 0.382 fib. And then we have the 0.5 at 81.50. If that wasn't to hold, golden pockets at 71.20 to 64.40. And then obviously we have our 6,500, and that's only if this breaks here. 56.80 is our 0.786, and all these get invalidated. If we break this high, then we have to reevaluate. And then of course we have our gap down at 35.70. Another way to help support channel, my wife's webpage, inkyourimage.com, link below, check it out. And all right, looking at the 4 hour, we are going to take a look at a few things here. First, I want to look at the RSI. We were in this downward trending channel. We have broken out, and if we zoom in, it does look like we could come back down, retest this. If we do get a bounce, that's bullish. We're probably coming up to retest this top trend line here. A breakdown below this, then we go back bearish, obviously. And let's take a look at the chart and see what those numbers might be. We talked about this yesterday. Breaking back above this dotted line, which we did, and coming back down to test it for support. If we're able to get support, then I would be looking for these higher areas here. I'm going to put one here on this trend line also. If we do get support on this trend line here, which right now on the 4 hour, depending on how quick we come down, would line up with the 8 EMA also. That's around 11.8. So if we get a bounce off 11.8, continue up, we could be in good shape to go towards the 12.3 to the 12.8 range. And I'll go into the 1 hour and show you how I got the 12.8. But let's take another look at this. Depending on if we do break back below this, come back down to test this trend line on the bottom of this, get the RSI out of the way, looking at this as a rising wedge, a break of that could get us all the way down to the 6100. Obviously, we have our supports on these fibs first, but keep that in mind. But definitely watch this area. A break of this wedge is going to be pretty ugly, guys. I think it'll get really ugly really fast. You know, I know everybody's extremely bullish right now. Be careful, because you know what happened here? It can happen at any moment. And usually it happens when everyone least expects it, which everyone is not expecting it right now. Everyone's pretty damn bullish, at least to these levels. That's a sign to me that it could get pretty ugly, guys. So be careful. Let's look at the 1 hour, and then I'll take a look at another one that we could be looking at, a possible head and shoulders, and I'll show you the targets of that. But this 12.8, how I got that, guys, looking at this rise or falling broadening wedge that we talked about for the last few days, which we did break out of, came back down in, but we are up above it now. And that measured move of this wedge, how you get that is, I want to show you this real quick. This kind of looks topped out in the hourly. Does look like, you know, we'll probably bounce around for a little bit. Most likely come back and retest this. A break of that's going to get ugly. But how we get that measured move is looking at this as a falling broadening wedge. We go down to the widest point, measure it from where it broke, put it up to the breakout, and that gets us at 11.8. But one thing I want to point out, we talked about this yesterday. I said a break of 1175 would be breaking this trend line, and that would be a good long, which it was, up to the 0.78, or I'm sorry, the 0.618 golden pocket zone, and we hit that on the dot. Let's look at where we're at here. Put this around 11,800 to break back below that, and I would be looking to come back down around the 11.7 to 11.8, and then a break of this trend line again should get us down to around the 11.2, and a break of that is when it could get very ugly. Like I said, I'm going to go into another 1 hour chart in a second here, but first I want to look at this as a rising channel, the dotted line being the support, solid line being resistance, and a break of this, if we were to break down past this 11.2, could get us down to that 96. Actually, it's up a little bit more now because we are further along today. Around the 9,700, which, as you guys all know, there is a CME gap down there. This line here, I believe, is going to be invalid if we break it. But first, we'll see if it holds the 11.8. If the 11.8 doesn't hold, we will get rid of this line here. Let's go into another hourly chart real quick just to take a look. See what's going on here. All right, this is what I was talking about. I posted this in the rooms this morning. Like I said, if you do a Fibonacci retracement from the swing high to the swing low, we hit the 0.618 and got major rejection here. If we are not able to break that 0.618 or this downward sloping trend line here, this could be a descending triangle. And if we take a measured move of that, bring it, well, actually, we'll take the shorter measured move, which would be going from the high point here all the way down to the bottom, bringing it, whoops, sorry guys, damn it. Bringing it down to here, that would get us around that 9,700, again, closing the gap. We could go off of right here and go all the way to the top, and that could get us down to about the $9,500 range. Now, what I was talking about at inverse head and shoulders here, well, first of all, let's look at where we're at. If we do break this 0.618, 12.2 would be the next area to look for resistance, and if that breaks, obviously double top would be place to look. If not, then we would come up to retest this trend line. But first, we'd have to break this trend line here, and it does seem to be holding with that 0.618 there. And let's look at this head and shoulders. Looking at this as a head and shoulders with the neckline across the bottom of this triangle, if we have topped out and we can't get above this 0.618 range, most likely come back down to that 11,100 range, and if that breaks, then we would be looking for our lower targets. One more thing, we could come up all the way to this 0.786, and it could still be a head and shoulders from that point, so keep that in mind. But a break of that 12.2, then we're pretty much looking for at least 12.5 to 13.2. But again, if we cannot break this 0.618, I see us coming down, back down to the bottom here. Like I said, 11.1. If that doesn't hold, we should be looking at least at these lower targets, and then we'll reevaluate from there. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking the CryptoSavy logo by my head. Smash the likes. Leave your comments. Like I said, let me know what you would like to see as a giveaway. A Ledger, Kobo Vault, or Elapale. Check them all out. Let me know in the comments down below. Take it easy, guys. I'm out.